Hello, guys. Hope you're doing well, and it feels great to come back in front of you, this time with another anecdote. The last video that I shared on Rahul De Burman and Bappi Lahiri has been appreciated. Some people have criticized, but overall, your comments would definitely inspire me to come up with much better products in the days to come. Now, this time I have something to share with you. I have something to tell you about Rajesh Khanna and Amitabh Bachchan. Now, we all know that between 1968 and 1973, Rajesh Khanna was the undisputed king of the Hindi film industry. In fact, he was honored with the tag the first superstar of the country. And during that period, whatever he did, it was kind of turning into gold, and he was delivering hits, blockbusters at the drop of a hat. He was like, he stood out. I mean, he couldn't be compared with any of his contemporaries, and he was like on a roll. But during that period, one tall and lanky actor was trying to cement his place in the film industry. The initial days were really tough. He was not getting that recognition. His films were not doing well. But slowly and steadily, he didn't give up. He was, tenacious enough to sort of hang on to his job, his profession, and he wanted to prove his worth. And I'm talking about Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. So during that period, there was a film called Bawarchi, which Hrishikesh Mukherjee was directing, and the film co-starred Rajesh Khanna and Jaya Bhaduri. Mr. Bachchan used to frequent the sets because he was dating Jayaji, and Rajesh Khanna didn't like his presence, and he was constantly poking fun at Jayaji, telling her that this guy was not worth it, and he was quite negative about him. And in fact, one fine day he told her that she should not be dating him. Jayaji was quite patient. She was not reacting. She just smiled that off. But after a certain point of time, her patience gave in, and she just gave it back to Kaka, Rajesh Khanna. He was fondly called Kaka. She told him that one day he will be a bigger star than you. And that turned out to be true. Anand was the first film which had Amitabh Bachchan and Rajesh Khanna sharing screen space. And Rajesh Khanna was invincible that point of time. He kind of walked out with all the cherry. Mr. Bachchan did get appreciation for his performance, but it was a Rajesh Khanna film all the way. But the second film that they did together, that was again a Hrishikesh Mukherjee film, that was Namak Haram. And I remember reading up that after the premiere was over, Rajesh Khanna and Rishida were coming down the staircase, and Rajesh Khanna looked visibly upset. He was very silent, he was not talking. So Rishida just looked at him and asked him, "What happened, Kaka?" And Kaka just, looked back and said, "Rishida, I think my days are over and you have a new superstar." So that very day, Rajesh Khanna had to kind of come to terms with the fact that his days were kind of on the verge of coming to an end, and a new superstar has entered the zone. In fact, in Namak Haram, it was Rajesh Khanna had the pivotal role, but Mr. Bachchan, despite playing the supportive role and despite playing second fiddle to him, he got a lot of accolades. And in fact, the angry young man image that Mr. Bachchan let develop, Namak Haram was one of the initial films which helped him, kind of work on that particular image. And the romantic era was coming to an end, and Mr. Bachchan's stature as an actor, as a performer, was taking him places. And from then on, Amitabh Bachchan didn't have to look back, but Rajesh Khanna's career, unfortunately, started dipping. He was not getting the films that he wanted, and everyone was actually running after Mr. Bachchan. It just goes on to prove that if you are good enough, then it's a work which should speak. It's a work which should speak for you, not your words. And arrogance doesn't really come in handy. You have to be extremely humble. You have to be very down to earth, and that's what Mr. Bachchan has always been. Hardly have you seen him, criticizing others. Hardly have you seen him taking acerbic jabs at his colleagues. And he's always been extremely sort of what should I say, modest in his approach. And having interacted with him on so many occasions, I know how Mr. Bachchan looks at life, and it's worth learning from. The fact that he's still around, the fact that directors are still writing films keeping him in mind, they just go on to prove the superstar status that he's attained. And I think he's unparalleled, and he just cannot be sort of emulated, whatever you say. But had Rajesh Khanna been a bit modest, probably he could have actually prolonged his stay at the top, but that was not to be. But then that's destiny, I guess. All's well that ends well. But as a film observer, I have a respect for both Rajesh Khanna and Amitabh Bachchan. Both are icons in the film industry, and the way they have contributed in their own respect, in their own ways, to the cause, to upholding the cause of the Hindi film industry. You just have to stand up and sort of acknowledge and Lord, no doubt about that. So thank you so much, guys, for listening to me. So I cannot promise you that next time I'll be back with another bit of interesting anecdote, and I'm sure you're going to like it. Thank you so much. God bless.